You can't hear my theme music, but I can. Hello, my dudes. Welcome back to Previously Gifted. I can't hear my own microphone. And now I can. Much better. Today, we've got a special guest.
T-Ferg too.
Oh my god. This is my little brother, Tyler. And yes, he has stolen my nickname and Instagram name, T-Ferg. He's like, no, dude. Everybody's called me T-Ferg all my life. I was like, that's so false.
Literally, I've been called that since second grade when the YMCA instructor called me it.
That's not true.
It's true.
I don't believe it. But anyway, you've got two T-Fergs here today. We're going to be chatting about little stuff. As always, when I do two-person podcasts, it's a little more difficult with the mic and sound to make everything sound ideal. But we're here for it, and it should be a fun pod. So before we get started, we got to give a shout out to the patrons. It's been a minute. By the way, sorry for missing like last week's episode and then being so late on this one. Been busy, been entertaining this guy, which
for a whole week.
It's a full-time job, honestly. It's like every minute, are we gonna do something? Are we doing something tonight? What are we eating? I'm hungry. And I'm like, oh my god, I can't do this. I'm only good at entertaining myself.
Well, you made a lot of suggestions too, like going to see Love, Simon. We tried like 4 times and we actually finally got to see it a few days ago. Yes.
We'll talk about that. We could talk about that. We'll talk about our weekend. But first, our patrons. If you go to patreon.com/previouslygifted, you can check it out. You can see what it's all about. Basically, you're deciding to be a major supporter of this podcast, and I appreciate it so much. We have a new patron, a brand new patron, named Jordan McKay. So shouts out Jordan. And then we have our permanent sponsors. May I say the realest ones. Joni, Hannah, Kirsty, Eric, Lily, Matt, Jerome, and Liz. You guys are the homies. And I appreciate you guys a lot. So let's jump right in. Tyler, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. So I just turned 18. I'm a senior in high school. I have a part-time job at Subway. Yes.
Eat fresh, bitch.
And I work in politics. I have a job working for someone who's running for state assembly in California.
I love how easily you say, I'm working in politics, even though you've maybe done your first day. But yes, I appreciate it.
Yes, I've worked 1 day, and I'm going to start my second day when I get back from this break. I'm going to graduate in like a month, and I'm so excited for that. And looking at college options. Yeah,
it's crazy. I have been having some strange motherly vibes, you know, helping Tyler through this whole process. Because I'm the first of the family, in my immediate family, to attempt, at the least, getting a bachelor's degree.
Which I'll get before her.
Fuck off. No, you won't. At this rate, maybe, but we'll see. So yeah, it's been really interesting to see Tyler. First of all, like, he's the baby of the family. He's 4 years younger than me, and he's literally always acted like a baby. But he's finally grown up, and so it's really interesting to see him be at this age and like be preparing to move out of the house and go to college.
And like having to shave every day.
Wow, having to shave. Exactly. It's all crazy. But yeah, it's interesting because I, obviously with all of my college shit show nonsense, I want to make the process as smooth for him as possible, but also it's like, I'm literally like the parent. Like, I'm explaining how the FAFSA works and like what to expect with financial aid offers and how loan repayment works and, you know, all of that, which is really difficult because, like, you know, I'm only managing my own shit, and even that's pretty overwhelming. So, like, to try to think about Tyler's situation and, like, figure out what works for him, it's complicated. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about your college sitch.
Well, I was just gonna say that, like, you're managing my situation pretty well, and you should, like, go to my high school and, like, apply for a counselor position, because there's, I think, an open one.
I would hate to be a counselor at a high school.
And then you just said that you don't even want to deal with it, so I was like, never mind.
I mean, I enjoy it because you're my brother.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It is really complicated, but I do like, obviously, talking about college and college options. And I mostly do that through my videos. Just kind of like spreading awareness about the reality of the situation. Because so often, like, I don't know what your counselors and teachers have told you, but like...
It's always, you have to go to a 4-year, except like one person told me community college is good, but everyone else is like, you got to go to a 4-year, you got to get your A through G's. Your senior year, you can't skip taking math or science. You literally have to take like AP, Calc, AB.
Or you'll
like,
get rejected from
every school. Yeah, even though I got into like half the schools I applied to, and the ones I got rejected from are like literally like pre-Ivy, like UC Berkeley. Like no way I was gonna get in, but
yeah. It's crazy. Like I've talked about this a little bit, but just like the expectations of what the typical college or high school student is supposed to do in terms of college, or even just life after high school. You know, like I've talked about how my sister took a few years off and then went to Cosmo school, and that's the thing she's really passionate about. But it's crazy to be making these kids who are like 14 through 18 only think about these on paper requirements to get into college, and then so little counseling about how to afford that, and where to look for like actually good scholarships, because I swear to God, I heard so many times like there's so much free money. It's like,
I've never applied for a scholarship. I'm like, where do you go? Like I Google scholarship and it's just a bunch of virus websites.
Well, it's like scholarships.com, and it's like, really, like, is that a realistic source for like, I don't know, the average student? Like, if I had known about tuition guarantees or, you know, like at our income level, like which scholarships and things I'd automatically be qualified for, like that would have totally changed my mind about like what was possible for me in terms of college.
For sure.
But also, like, yeah, I hate the stigma against community college, because it's like, I mean, looking back now, I really am glad that I took a gap year, but also, like, I easily could have gone to my local community college and just started taking classes, because, like, that really does get you, like, at least into the like, college lifestyle, and, like, the pace of everything obviously gets you used to the workload. You know, living from home and commuting to a community college isn't the same as, like, partying in your freshman dorm, but, like, that's also, like, an equally integral part of the college experience.
Yeah.
And like maturing as a person. So anyway, Tyler's options. Let's talk about it. UC
Santa Barbara, the biggest party school ever.
I mean, it's up there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of party schools though. Anyway, Tyler, tell them roughly like which schools you applied to.
Okay. So I applied to 9 schools: UC Berkeley, UC Irvine, UC Santa Cruz, UC Santa Barbara, and then 5 Cal States: Cal State Channel Islands, Humboldt State, San Diego State, San Jose State, and Cal Poly SLO.
Right. Oh yeah, you haven't even like really considered like San Jose or anything.
Yeah, I got into San Jose, Channel Islands, Humboldt, UC Santa Barbara, and then I'm considering a community college route.
Yeah. So with Tyler's like school choices, of course he was asking me like which ones he should do, and I was like, I don't know, what places are you interested in? But similar to me, like we didn't go on like college tours or like college visits, because most people, I don't know, like their parents are like, okay, we're gonna go up and down the state and look at all the schools, and it's like, it's really hard to try to picture which school could be best for you when you're not like visiting it.
Yeah,
because it is pretty clear once you like get on campus, like if you like the vibe, if you feel like you'd fit in, if it looks like, you know, the kind of people that you could be friends with, or the programs that you like, you know. So it's kind of strange like applying to schools blindly, which is still what I've done this time around. Like all of the schools that I've been admitted to so far, 10 out of 10, just waiting on NYU. Let's go, bitch.
Oh my God.
I haven't visited
Wait, hold up.
any of them.
If you go to NYU, you would be like the 3rd Sprouse person there.
Oh my God, thank you. Yes, my brothers, my twin brothers, Cole and Dylan Sprouse, also went to NYU. Yeah, I don't know. It's complicated. My situation's complicated because some schools want me to respond and give a deposit by May 1st, but I'm not even going to have my decision from NYU until after.
Yeah.
And some other schools will let me wait until June. So it's like, fuck you, college system. Like, can we at least all have all of the decisions come out like before
around the
summer?
Time. Yeah.
How dare you have to fucking make me wait until May to know like what the fuck is happening in my life.
I know. I wish it was faster, because I got into Humboldt like a month after I applied. So it was like December, and I was so excited, like getting my first acceptance letter, and
Yeah.
I was waiting for Berkeley, which was the last school I heard from.
Right.
And that's the one I wanted to hear from the most. And then all of a sudden the day comes, all these months of waiting, and I just got rejected. And I was like, oh.
Yeah. I know. We were driving up to DC, and Tyler from the backseat is just like, I didn't get into Berkeley. And we're like, oh.
And then I just kept eating chips, and like it was no big deal. But it's so funny how like all these months I was like looking up Berkeley classes and like planning my schedule and like telling my friends, oh yeah, when I go to Berkeley, after I graduate, I'm going to go to Harvard Law School. And everyone's like, yeah.
Oh my God.
And then I didn't get in, and all my friends did get in, and I'm like, yeah.
Right. Well, it's tough. And again, like in terms of college admissions, like there are so many like crazy competitive top applicants that don't get into certain schools. And like okay, Tyler's acceptance to UC Santa Barbara was kind of surprising.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Tell him about like your GPA, your extracurriculars.
Okay, so I applied for political science, which is like a really hard program at any school, but especially UCSB. And I was looking at College Confidential, which is some website that shows like everyone talks about their stats and stuff for their resumes. Mm-hmm. So all these kids who got into political science had like a 4.5 GPA and like almost perfect SATs. Mm-hmm. And I'm over here with like a weighted 3.5 or like 3.48 or something like that. Mm-hmm. And my ACT score was 30, which is like pretty good, but like average for UCSB.
Yeah.
But my extracurriculars like yearbook, ASB, newspaper, drama, tennis, football, all these things I've done at school.
Right.
And my job in politics.
And your job.
And my
and
essays.
Subway.
Yeah. But no, I talked about like my passion for politics and like how I want to shape America and make it better for everyone, and how Bernie inspired me to like get involved. And it was really like from the heart, and I think that's what got me in.
Yeah. I know it's so annoying like that we don't know exactly why we got in or why we got rejected, because it would be really nice for them to be like, you know what, your essay that really got you over the edge, you know,
for sure,
or really fucked you over, or you know, I mean, you can kind of guess based on like the standard admission profile, but I don't know, it's just like it's a process that like it makes me feel really insecure and like I'm never gonna be good enough, because I'm like, okay, sorry, I didn't spend all of high school volunteering or becoming the like leader of a fucking fake club, which a lot of people do.
I know.
They're like, oh, I'm president of this club, we've had 2 meetings this year, and that's it, and it looks great on your fucking resume. Love it. Anyway, NYU, please accept me. I'm very involved. I have been president of two schools and the internet. But yeah, anyway, Tyler's decisions right now are between UC Santa Barbara or the local community college. Actually, the one like in our hometown area, in Orange County. And he would either be living off campus at Santa Barbara, because the housing is a little bit more affordable than dorms, which are fucking insanely expensive, or he would be living with a friend in Orange County for like $300 a month rent, have his own room. So we've been literally like writing out lists of pros and cons, and it's like, it's tough because either way he would have to work throughout the year. He may have to take out some loans, but for the most part his financial aid and his financial, you know, award for Santa Barbara was really good. He would only have to take out like minimal loans, but basically like at this point we're like, I'm like, I'm trying to figure out like what's best for you in terms of like ease, because I don't want you to be rushed into a situation such as moving up to Santa Barbara and like feeling overwhelmed, especially when it comes to money, because like we may crunch the numbers and it seems
may
like it
look
works,
like it will work,
but then like, you never fucking know what kind of, you know, situations arise, and it sucks to be in a situation where you don't know what to do, especially with you know, not too much cushion. You know, there are a lot of people who have parents who can afford to pay for anything and everything that comes up, and you know, that's not our situation. But shouts out mom and dad, thank you for raising us and working so hard, but we get it, you know, like a lot of people are in our situation where you're just doing college on your own. You're doing adult life on your own. Yeah. And it's definitely not easy. I think it's a lot harder than it has been even in past generations. But you make it work.
Yeah,
just don't.
It's a funny story. I had an Uber driver on the way to the airport a few days ago. Mm-hmm. And we were talking about college, and I was like, yeah, I got this really good, like, unofficial, like, financial aid package from UCSB. I'd only have to take out, like, $5,000 a year in loans, max. And, like, it's so cheap. And he goes, cheap? What the fuck are you talking about? And I'm like, what? And he goes, when I went to college, I could just, like, do a summer job for, like, 20 hours a week and pay for everything. I'm like, yeah, but you're like 70 years old, and I'm like,
right.
Yeah.
You're like, dude, listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying this is a good situation.
I know.
If I could just work summers and save up, like, $2,000 and cover all my school expenses, yeah, that'd be great. I've actually read, because I read a lot of College Board things as well. Lurking. I've read a lot of people be like, I don't know, parents in these, like, boards. They're like,
oh my god,
they're so annoying. They'll be like, oh, don't take out that many loans. Like, that'll ruin your life. You know, if you just work really hard for a summer, you could earn about $5,000. It's like,
college is like $40,000 a year.
Okay, first of all, if I could earn $5,000 in a summer, that'd be great. But, like, what about all other expenses? Like, I'm sure this, like, low income, upcoming college student who's trying to figure out how to pay for college has other bills and things that they have to pay for. So it's not like every dollar that they earn that summer could go toward college.
Yeah, like, I started my job and I'm like, I'm gonna get a car in 2 months. Like, I'm working 20 hours a week. That's like $80 a month. That's $800 a month. I can get a cheap Craigslist car. And then I, like, went to Taco Bell every day.
Yeah, I know. It's that easy. We've been trying to not spend too much money. We've spent so much money.
I spent like $40 yesterday on food. And I didn't even eat $10 of it because it was vegan and bleh.
Dude, no, okay. We had a cupcake that was really good.
That's true. But that was a $5 cupcake that was like this big.
We are getting off track. But yeah, again, back to the whole point of how hard it is to entertain guests while they're in town. I mean, I love it. I'm really, really glad that you got to come here because it's cool to be able to show you. And by the way, Tyler is going to be working at camp with me and Nathan this summer.
I'm so excited.
So that's going to be really cool, and it was nice for you to be able to come to New York and, like, kind of familiarize yourself a little bit with, like, the East Coast, even though camp is, like, a completely different universe.
I feel like I live here, but I've been here, like, 5 days.
Right. I know. I'm like, you're just going to be camped out on a little air mattress in our living room forever. But yeah, it's like, when you have someone to come visit, there's, like, so much preparation. Mm-hmm. We had to, like, do a bunch of laundry, and I had to buy an air mattress, and, like, figure everything out. Luckily, our roommates are out of town for this week. They're on vacation. So that made it a little bit easier. It wasn't too crowded in here. But then, like, Nathan had to make sure the car was all good for our road trip to DC, and, like, then you arrive, we have to pick you up from the airport. My fucking God.
Airbnbs.
Yeah. I'm like, I've spent so much money. By the way, I didn't even charge you for any of those Airbnbs.
Yeah, I know.
So you're welcome.
Thank you.
But yeah, like, oh, Jesus Christ. I'm so scared to look at, like, my card statements because I've just been like, oh, well, we have to spend that money. And it's just like, oh.
Altogether, like, the three of us, we probably spent, like, over $1,000 at least.
Yeah.
Between the three of us.
In just a weekend. Just doing ordinary things. Like, it wasn't like we were doing anything expensive.
We went to, like, and it's funny, the tours we went on were, like, free tours.
Right, yeah.
We were just paying, like, to get there.
It's literally just food, fucking Ubers. You get fucked over and you're like, oh, I have to spend $50 to get a ride somewhere.
Yesterday we were Ubering to, like, a vegan place and we went to the wrong one. And it was like a $15 Uber ride, and then we had to walk all the way in, like, the pouring rain to the other vegan place.
Yeah, that was the thing. In DC, I'm sorry this is, like, so convoluted, but in DC, the weather was really nice. I felt warmth for the first time in a while. I was like, this is great. And then we came back to New York, and it was, like, snowing the first day we were back here. And then yesterday, it was raining. Tyler's from California. He didn't bring snow-friendly clothes.
I went out in the snow wearing Converse and a, like, thin layered flannel and then jeans.
I know.
With no underwear underneath. And then I did, like, a snow angel, and I come back in, and I'm, like, freezing, and, like, my hands are, like, red because, like, I just barely put on mittens for, like, a minute.
Yeah.
And she was like, did you just make a snow angel? And I'm like, yeah. And she goes, yeah, you need to put your shoes, like, in the kitchen. And,
right. Like, I was like, you're literally tracking in snow into the house. Thank you. But yeah, so it's like we didn't do anything that first snow day because I was just like, what the fuck are we gonna do? Nathan was at work, didn't have a car, I'm not down to spend more money on Ubers. And also I've gotten so lazy in terms of like getting to the city because I live in Nassau County and it's like, I don't know, maybe like a 40-minute drive into like Manhattan, less to go to Brooklyn or whatever. But it's just such a hassle. And then I know I'm gonna have to come back. It's like, So anyway, we finally went into the city yesterday and it was raining. It was like drizzling. Didn't bring umbrellas. You didn't even have a hood, so I gave you a beanie. And you didn't have like warm enough jackets. And I don't have anything that fits this guy. He's like 6 foot something. I'm small. I'm petite. Oh well.
Petite.
I'm petite. And then Nathan's skinny. He's too skinny. They're just not the same size.
He did have a like a football jersey I could wear.
Right. Yes. Shouts out to Papa White. Or just kidding. That wasn't even him. That was Jay. Shouts out Jay. Weird. Got Nathan's dad and Jay confused.
Maybe yeah. Nathan's dad's name's Jay.
It's not.
Oh. Okay, never mind.
No, I got confused because Jay gave Nathan an extra jersey for his dad.
Okay.
But different jersey. But yeah, then we were in the city and I just kept taking us to the wrong place. Because again, having to figure everything out, that's another one of my pet peeves. Like while traveling, having to Google shit, look it up. Like especially when I'm trying to eat vegan food or find when things are open. Like everything requires a Google, looking at the hours, looking at the menu, checking how much an Uber would be, ordering the Uber, like...
Driving through traffic, walking through rain, waiting for the Uber.
Yes. Being taken to the wrong place, deciding to walk instead, hating my life. Oh, and then we decided to see a movie. So, yes, earlier we saw Love, Simon, which was so good. By the way, if you're looking for a new movie to watch, check it out. It was really cute. But yeah, then we saw Game Night yesterday just because we wanted to get the fuck out of the rain. You want to say a few words about Game Night?
Okay, so I was really confused what was happening a lot of the time because it was so convoluted and like so many different layers of like what's real and what's fake.
Not really. I mean, that was the point.
I know. I liked it.
There's no point in being confused.
But I was just like, whose game is this? Like, is it fake? Like, are they actually being kidnapped? Like, yeah. Is it a joke?
Well, I think while you're watching the movie, you should just be like...
I don't even like try to absorb it. I'm just letting it just letting it ride.
Yeah.
And then the ending was so funny. I was like,
don't spoil it.
Yeah, I'm not spoiling it.
Rachel McAdams is so precious. Love Jason Bateman. I feel like he's literally the exact same role in everything, which must just be who he is.
Yeah.
Also, Michael C. Hall from Dexter was in it. I was like, hello. And then Jesse Plemons, is that his name? The cop.
Oh my god, he was so weird.
Yes. It was a very, very good movie. I was pretty happy about it. And then we had to hurry and meet Nathan on Broadway to see
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob the fucking musical.
My first Broadway musical.
Yeah. I don't know why I didn't even look up like how the show was.
Yeah.
Because when I knew Tyler was coming into town, I was like, oh my god, DC would be so fun because politics. And it was cool because we got to tour the White House and the Capitol.
Yeah.
Without having to arrange that like months in advance like most people do.
Shouts out to our tour guide.
Shouts out.
It was cool.
And then Tyler was like, I want to see SpongeBob on Broadway. So I told Nathan and we got the tickets. And then we go... and realize obviously it's for children. Oh my god. Because I've been spoiled. I've seen some good shows. Just a couple.
See, I was just so excited because I love theater and it was my first time on Broadway.
True. Yeah. I mean, it is really cool either way.
And I make SpongeBob references like 45 times a day.
Yes.
A little, but a little less. I do Victorious references more than that.
Victorious.
Yeah.
Shouts out. Yeah, I've seen The Book of Mormon and Kinky Boots. Have I seen anything else? SpongeBob? Soon I'm seeing Wicked, like this weekend, so Broadwayed out. But yeah, we went to see SpongeBob, and like, I kept looking at Nathan because I felt like Nathan wasn't enjoying it. Because I was like, obviously Nathan's not into this.
Is there SpongeBob in England?
I don't know.
Would it be like British Bob?
I mean...
Sponge Robert.
Stop. What the fuck is that? Oh, this camera's about to stop. Let's take a little break and then we'll try to figure out what else to talk about next instead of jumping from topic to topic.
SpongeBob's like, I want to see the Mermaid Man movie. And the guy's like, how about we go see a new silent film? And it was like 4 hours of the camera just staring at an empty table.
Right.
And Squidward was there, and he's like, this is art.
Oh my god.
And then SpongeBob's like, hi Squidward, and Squidward's like, shut up, I'm trying to watch a movie. And then Squidward got kicked out of the theater for being too loud. And I'm like, literally.
Squidward got kicked out of the theater?
Yeah.
Wow. Tell it again. Tyler was just telling me the plot of the Sponge Robert episode, which apparently is a thing in SpongeBob. Oh, you're too much, dude. I think, I don't like to speak for Nathan, but I will speak for him. Nathan had a good time with you. He loves you. He thinks you're really funny. He's just like, Tyler is just, he's something else. And I was like, yep, he is. And then Tyler, like, randomly just says to me while we're, like, having lunch yesterday, he's like, you're so lucky. Nathan is so funny and so cute. And I was like, thank you. I texted to Nathan and he's like, oh, that's so nice. Love it. It's really fun to see Nathan with anyone, really. Just because, like, I mean, I don't know. Nathan's great, but, like, it's interesting to see, like, people get to know him and, like...
I adopt, like, his accent. Like, I'll be in the middle of talking and I'll be like, I have to go to the bathroom. And then I'm like, wait a sec.
That's so embarrassing. It's so funny.
No, I'm just happy for you and for Heather. You both found, like, really good guys.
Oh my god, thank you.
Mom and Dad agree. Like, Gio and Nathan are, like, A1.
Yeah, they really are. They're great guys. Some really great guys. Shouts out. How's your dating life? We talked a little bit about that after seeing Love, Simon. Oh, what? You don't want to talk about this?
No.
Wow.
Okay, in middle school, I used to date, like, everyone.
What do you mean?
I'm serious. Like, I had so many girlfriends.
Yeah.
And then, like, I dated this girl in 9th grade, and that was the last relationship I've had.
Mm-hmm. 9th grade?
Yeah.
Have you ever had any, like, real relationships? So I feel like those weren't, like... Don't.
Then probably no.
I'm roasting you.
Well, I mean, like... I would always talk, like, about, like, my relationships to, like, mom and dad. And then they'd be like, why do you want to be, like, tied down? Like, you're in high school, like, have fun and, like, date other people. Don't just be in a relationship. And then I was like, wow, that's good advice. And I've been, like, single with, like, friends.
Oh, he just winked everybody.
Like, ever since.
Right. I get it. No, I just meant, like, I don't know, because I feel like very often you'll, like, let me know who you're crushing on or whoever. But... I don't know.
I always end up taking too long, and then they end up dating someone else.
Well, then I feel like that's not, like, too real. So I feel like if you were really into someone, you wouldn't just be like...
Or I like them when they're already taken.
Oh, well, that's problematic.
That's more of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I wait till they break up. And then when they do, I, like, feel like I can't rush into things, and then they rush into something with someone else. And I'm like, bye. Right.
I mean, my personal philosophy is just, like...
live and let live?
Absolutely not. Why the fuck would that be it?
I don't know.
Oh my god. Is that from something or just
I feel like that's from Shrek, but I also feel like it's definitely not from Shrek.
Okay. Good to know. No, my philosophy with, like, dating or, like, getting to know someone is just, like, obviously being honest and being, like, upfront is the best.
Yeah.
Not, like, crazy forward, but just, like, letting them know if you like them or whatever. And no games. Just don't play games. Because, like, you know, people waste a lot of time, like, trying to, like, play it off like they're not that interested or that they're, like, I don't know, they're considering different people. I don't get it.
Hard to get is just stupid. Like, yeah, don't do that.
Right. And, like, I don't know, with pretty much all of my relationships, like, they start really quickly just because, like, when I am into somebody, I know right away, and I just don't want to, like, I don't want to, like, play around or, like, you know, I'm just like, okay, if we like each other, let's be together. It's just that simple. But also, I don't know, yeah, it takes a long time to find people that make you feel like that. So it's like, you know, obviously you don't want to just rush into something because you're, like, vaguely interested in someone.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, if it feels right, go for it. If they're into it.
I'm also too picky. Like, I won't date someone unless I feel like I can fall in love with them, and then I just realize that's, like, really ridiculous.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, okay, I don't know. Does your age group consider, like, dating to be, like, like seeing each other, talking, or like literally being in a relationship?
Like being in a relationship.
Okay. I always get confused.
Because everyone my age is like, okay, when I moved from Orange County, I did not know what the term talking was because I was so like,
we're talking.
Such a little baby.
Really?
So, yeah.
That's shocking.
So like when I moved here, everyone's like, yeah, I'm talking to someone. I'm like, yeah, I'm talking to you right now. Like, and they're and they're like, what? And I'm like, what? And then
so funny.
I did not understand terminology.
Right. I know. Well, that makes sense. It totally makes sense. It's like talking is like somebody you're just interested in.
But you're not wanting to be like tied down with them.
Right.
Yeah.
We're talking. We're Snapchatting.
Yeah. It's usually just a bunch of idiot guys and.
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, it's like, do you find like that your age group has trouble like committing, or is it just like?
Not really. I know a lot of people at my school who have been dating for like years, and even like freshmen who like seem like they're like in love and have been dating like 2 years. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, wow, you guys got it all together and you're only like 14.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. That's an interesting thing because like, you know, I've had a lot of friends who were dating for like years, like high school sweethearts, or even like starting in middle school sweethearts, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And it is interesting to like go from being like a young 14, 15-year-old through all of high school and then starting college, and like you're completely different people. And you're still together. Like that's crazy. Sometimes you can grow together, but then sometimes it's just like growing apart. Especially when college comes into play and you need to figure out if you're gonna like make it work or if it just makes more sense to like move your separate ways. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's interesting. And I feel like with every different relationship that I've had, obviously it's a different level of like maturity and like seriousness, just like based on like your age and like what you're going through. So it's like your first high school relationship can feel really, really serious at the time, but then you look back and you're like, fuck, I'd have my mom drive me to your house. You know, like. Well, mine, we would just like, okay, so we had our friend group, and then on Wednesdays it was like our day, and our friends would like leave us alone, and we would like kiss under the tree, and then like I'd walk home with her, and like we'd walk like to town center or something because she lived like up the hill that way and I lived that way, and it was nice. Romance. Yeah. Romance. Like she would sit on like one of those like big like electrical things on the street, like, you know, those blocks that you're walking down the sidewalk and there's just like a power block. I totally get what you mean. She would sit there and I'd kiss her and I'd be standing up and we'd be like the same height, and then people would stare because like there's so many racist people back in like Orange County, and they would like stare at us because like we were an interracial couple. What race was she? She's black. I don't know who you're talking about. You don't have to say it right now. Yeah, I'm not gonna say her name. I don't want to expose. Don't be exposed. I'm like, I couldn't even keep track. Because, yeah, like, literally, okay, when you were in, like, elementary school and middle school, every week you'd be like, I have a new girlfriend. Yeah. And I'm like, Well, I always had a new girlfriend, but then I would break up with her and somehow end up back with Bridget. Hi, Bridget. Shout out. Right. I think she lives in Washington now. Bridget Jones. Crazy. That's a movie, right? Yes. Okay. It's a pretty good one. Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to something else. Do you have any other things that were on your list that you wanted to discuss? We talked about college. We talked about graduation. We talked about dating. We talked about Spongebob. We talked politics. What if we did the whole podcast like this? Hi, I'm Tyler. Can you hear me at all? The podcast about ASMR when we were driving. Yes, we listened to some freaking Tiny Meat Gang podcasts, Cody Co and Noel, on our drive to DC, and like, yeah, there was some really good shit in there. Because I never know. I'm like, oh, again, another stress, having to be the DJ for a long car ride. Yeah. Nathan gets sick of music after a while, and then I'm like, what do you want to do? Be silent? So then we were listening to podcasts, and we started out listening to one called Serial Killers. It's not Serial, it's Serial Killers. And it was like, oh my god. You want to do an impression of the guy and the girl? Oh my god, he was so bad. He would like describe these like horrific events, but he'd be reading it as if he's like a children's book author. Yeah, say it. Oh, it's horrible. I don't want to. Okay. I know, it was pretty bad. It was bad. It was like,
The man then slaughtered his victim with a 12-inch butcher knife. It's like, why are you reading it like that?
And she'd be like, did you know that butcher knife actually came from Connecticut? And he's like,
wow,
how did you know that? I'm like...
It was weird.
Yeah.
They were, like, too enthusiastic.
Yeah, it was very strange. But, like, we were driving through some fog, and it was, like, a kind of moody drive. It was spooky. And, yeah, I don't know. I've been watching a lot of, like, true crime stuff. I've been watching the confession tapes on Netflix, which is about, like, how often people are kind of coerced or, like, threatened or whatever. Like, how false confessions end up being made.
Yeah.
And that was really interesting. So I was kind of on the same, like, thread of... just wanted to listen to some spooky shit. But then I always feel, like, kind of guilty listening to it because, like, it's so horrific, but, like, you listen to it as entertainment because it doesn't feel real, but then you're like, this is real.
Yeah.
And so...
That's why I just listen to stupid music and dumb movies. Literally, when I took off, like, on the plane, I was listening to Gucci Gang, like, on repeat, and then I was like, what the fuck am I doing?
Gucci Gang.
Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang.
Tyler has the worst taste in...
everything.
Wow. I wasn't going to claim that. I was just going to say movies.
Well, yeah, especially movies. Like, I don't know. I think these movies are, like, hysterical. And then, like, all my friends are like, why are you watching that?
Yes, let's talk about some of your favorite movies that you watch on repeat.
Okay. Trainwreck, The Duff, 17 Again.
Those ones are pretty good.
I used to watch all the Final Destinations, like, every day.
Yes. Tyler,
well, not every day, but, like...
You were so weirdly into, oh my god, Child's Play.
I thought scary movies were so, like, fun to watch.
Anything with Chucky, Tyler loved. And, like, okay, imagine just being home and your sibling is literally always watching Chucky. Like, he'll watch it, like, once a day. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Or, yeah, Final Destination. You love all the Scream movies?
Well,
and the scary movies?
Scary movies. Those are funny. But, I don't know. I used to watch, like, scary movies and, like, I liked, like, the feeling of, like, being scared. And, like, I don't know why anyone watches scary movies. I just, like... I always watched them when I was younger, and now I can't watch them. Like, when Scream's on, I feel, like, so sad watching it.
Really?
Like, when I see, like, Drew Barrymore's character die, I'm, like, literally crying. Like, I'm like, no, like, it's so sad. And, like, she was, like, calling out to her mom, and, like, her mom, like, didn't hear her, and then it's just sad. I can't watch them anymore.
That's really funny.
Like, literally, like, I have all these scary movies in the house, and, like, I'm gonna donate them to Goodwill, and then I was like, maybe I shouldn't donate them. I might just throw them away.
Recently, I saw you watching that, like, Chucky movie.
Yeah,
though?
Because it did just come out, and, like,
a new one came out, so I had to.
But it was bad. Like,
yeah.
Like, not only was the quality, like, really, like, cheesy and, like, bad CGI, but, like, it's just sad.
Maybe you're maturing a little bit.
Yeah, because Mom and Dad said when they were teens, like, they'd watch scary movies, and then they, like, stopped liking them when they were adults. And, like, I never understood that. When I was, like, 10 and I'd, like, want to watch a scary movie, Mom would be like, no, I'm gonna put the pin on so you can't watch any scary movies. And I'm like, why? And she goes, they're horrific. And now I'm like, I agree, they're so bad now. Like, the only scary movies I watch are, like, the funny ones.
Yeah. I like scary movies, but I like to watch, like...
I like ones where, like, they figure out who, like, the killer is, and it's, like, investigative. Kind of like, I like watching the show Criminal Minds.
Right, yeah.
Like, it's cool to, like, watch, like, the cops, like, figure out who it is.
Right, those are cool. But I like...
Why did I just do this?
I like some spooky...
Oh, no, I look horrible.
I like some spooky, like, Conjuring, like, you know...
I don't like ghost movies.
Fuck me up. Some demon ghosts.
I don't.
Love it.
I don't.
It's pretty terrifying, but I like them.
I watched The Conjuring and, like, Conjuring 2. I think there's a second one.
Yeah.
And, like... I mean, like, they're actually pretty scary.
Yeah, I like them.
Like, because, like...
If it's not just cheap jump scares, then it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. What other movies did you always watch?
Well, it's not like ones I've watched, but it's ones I haven't seen. Like, I haven't seen any classic movies.
Right.
Like, I've never seen Star Wars, Star Trek, like Harry Potter, Finding Nemo.
What the fuck?
I just saw Lion King for the first time like a week ago. What else? Indiana Jones.
Yeah. I used to be like you. Because I used to just want to watch, like, whatever I wanted to watch, which was, like, Adam Sandler movies.
Oh, my God.
We did watch...
Happy Madison.
We watched...
That's the company.
50 First Dates. We watched it just a couple of days ago, which again was funny because imagine me, Nathan, and Tyler trying to find music that we like, podcasts that we all like, or movies that we all like. So we'd like sit down in the living room and like, oh, this was at our Airbnb. Tyler turns on Degrassi. Like,
not even the good Degrassi, the new Netflix version of Degrassi.
The newest Degrassi.
Yeah.
It's funny because every like new wave is like the next generation. And it's like...
And they're all called that. Like, this one was called The Next Class.
Yeah. It was trash, but we end up watching...
Like 9 episodes.
Hours of it. And I was like, Tyler, stop torturing Nathan. Like, he cannot sit and watch this Degrassi for so long.
Low-key, he liked it, though.
Maybe.
He said, like, it was bad, but it was good at the same time.
It was funny. We were laughing at how terrible it was. But then we were trying to find movies to watch. And, okay, Tyler has the fucking remote. And he's like, okay, so we're either going to watch... Forgetting Sarah Marshall or 50 First Dates. And we're like, Nathan's like, oh, I've seen both of those like a lot of times, so I don't know. And Tyler's like, okay, Forgetting Sarah Marshall. And I'm like, Tyler.
I got like vetoed. Like, well, it was like, no.
Well, because I said, let's try to figure out something that we all like. And you said, that means just something that you and Nathan like.
No, I didn't even include Nathan. It was just like something you like.
No, I mean, you literally were undemocratic about it. And I was trying to figure out a good way to do this. So I was like, dude, there's a lot of things on Netflix.
Electoral college. Like, I'm a taller person. I take up more population space. So my electoral votes overrule.
Nope. Literally. I was like, let's look and try to find something. And literally everything. You're like, oh no, I hate that.
And then she'd put it on and it would be kind of funny.
Well, we turned on like, what was it? Chris Rock's new special.
There were
which
parts,
actually I didn't like very much
like.
either.
It was like racist.
It wasn't racist.
Yeah.
It was a lot of racial comedy and like a lot of kind of dark comedy about like what it is to be black. But again, we only watched like the first 15 minutes.
Well,
maybe.
what I thought was funny was when you put on Queer Eye. That show was actually really good.
Yes. Okay. I tell Tyler, Queer Eye is a great show. Like Nathan and I have been loving it. You'd like it. We turn it on, but like you weren't even focusing on it.
5 minutes in, I'm either on my phone or I'm like leaving the room.
I know, you weren't paying attention, and then you're like, that show's boring. And I was like, you fucking liar. You were not paying enough attention to even judge this show. And then we finally turned on an episode where we were all paying attention, and you liked it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know, like everything, well, even food. I've noticed that about you, like, especially this weekend, like, every food we went to try, you're like, no, I don't like that. And I'm like, have you even had it? Or like,
well, it's because I don't like
specific
vegan
things.
Food for the most part.
You don't know. You haven't tried it.
Well, I've noticed everyone I've tasted has like a weird like aftertaste. I don't know what it is.
Well, no, it's that it tastes different than the food you're used to. But to be fair, you're used to eating mostly trash. So it probably just tastes healthy and you're like, ew, what is this?
This video is just like you berating me and me like agreeing with it on camera. Like low-key inside I'm just like, oh my God. I'm sad.
No, are you serious?
No.
I'm not trying to roast you.
Okay, good.
Again, this weekend kind of was a boot camp. I did have a few agendas in mind. I was like, all right, we got to get you ready for college. And part of that includes health and wellness. Mm-hmm. We've been talking a little bit about diet. And, of course, I'm always trying to convince, like, everybody to eat.
Go vegan.
Well, not go vegan, but, like...
Eat better.
Just eat way less meat.
Yeah.
Because you did eat a lot of meat and...
I didn't eat those chicken nuggets,
dairy.
Though.
True. But, yeah, no, I'm just trying to, like, help you. Because, you know, older sister, that's what we do. We're out here trying to meddle in your life. Mm-hmm. Especially now that you're an adult. I'm like, oh, you have so much to learn. Grocery shopping. I'm choking. Here, you take over. Do you want to roast me?
Did you say you were joking or choking?
Choking.
Okay, I can roast you, like, right off the bat.
Oh, God.
Tiffany, like, we got to the White House and we're, like, waiting in line for, like, the screening from, like, the Secret Service. Yeah. And it's, like, we're literally, like, not allowed to bring in anything, like, besides phone and wallet. And Tiff's like, oh, no, I have my retainer case. And I'm like, ew. And me and Nathan are just both, like, dying and, like, laughing and stuff. And
okay, because we went up to one there were like so many security
there was like
checkpoints.
4 or 5 checkpoints.
I'm wearing my retainers on my teeth, and then I have like my aligner case in my pocket.
It's like glasses cases, but for her retainer.
It's a retainer case.
Yeah.
Which is a thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we go up to the next one, and I was like taking my stuff out of my pockets, and I was like, I have retainers, and then Tyler just bursts out laughing. Retainers.
I don't know why it was so funny. Like every time I go in the bathroom, like this whole week I've been here, I see your retainer case or your retainer like sitting in like the cleansing like water. I just start laughing.
Oh my god. I've been struggling with my stupid teeth, you guys.
Me too. We have the same gap.
Can somebody help me? Gap? Crowding.
Crowding, yeah.
Yes.
It's the opposite of gap.
Can somebody help me? I need to find someone to do IPR on my teeth because my lower teeth are crowded, and because I'm using Smile Direct Club, I don't have a physical dentist to go to. And I called one dentist to see, because I need to get a filling like redone, but I need to get this IPR done because I need to be able to like get a new scan and finish my treatment. So anyway, I called this dentist and he called me back. And I was explaining what I needed. I was like, I'm doing Smile Direct Club, blah, blah. And he was like, you shouldn't do Smile Direct Club. You should stop right now. Don't do it. And I was like, I'm literally almost done.
Yeah.
I need to get, like, these, like, tiny little, like, basically they're making your teeth slightly skinnier, like, millimeters, fraction of a millimeter, just to allow enough space for your teeth to get by each other. And anyway, he was like, no, I've seen so many things go wrong, Smile Direct Club, like, you should really stop, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, dude, I'm not asking for your professional opinion right now. I get that you're a fucking dentist, whatever. But, like, can you do it or not? Because next, you know? Like, fuck off.
Oh my god, Next was such a good show. Another trashy show that I actually think is really good.
I know.
You walk out and it's like, Next! And then it's like... And then he's like, I got $1 on Next.
Oh,
and then he walks into the bus. He's like, dude with the weird pants and afro, you're next.
Oh my god.
And then he walks out and there's all those weird like descriptions about him. I always thought that show was real.
It's so funny.
I know.
Tyler, by the way, would love to be on Big Brother.
Oh my god. Literally, it's my dream. Like, I'm obsessed.
Tell him about all the friends you've made.
Okay.
And all the, like... Have you done online Big Brother? Did
yeah,
you tell me that?
Okay, yeah. So there's like online games of Big Brother. Like there's a big one called Sequester, which is like created by someone who was on Big Brother, and I really want to play it, but I just turned 18, and I think you do have to be 18 to play. So I'm gonna sign up or try like when I have free time. But like I play like on Instagram, like you'll have like DMs where you can like make alliances with people, and like you just have to include like the host's account in there. And I'm so good at it. Like every time I play, it's like I get everyone to be on my side. And then when someone targets me because they figured out like that I'm like the puppet master in the house, I'm like, oh my god, how dare you like accuse me of that? Like you're such a like liar. And then I tell everyone, hey, vote out this person I'm up against on the block who's like a total non-threat, and like get rid of them and like keep me in the game. And everyone does. And then the next week I win HOH or whatever, and I get the person who targeted me out of the game.
Wow.
Like, I should be on Big Brother, like...
That'd be great. Tyler recently has been conflicted about how being on Big Brother
would affect
interfere.
my political career, because,
Exactly.
like, I want to be a politician, but, like, when you're in the Big Brother house, like, well, it's not like...
You do some raunchy shit.
Yeah, like, say I'm, like, in the shower, and, like, there's, like, pictures of me, like, half naked, and, or, like...
It's definitely not a politically correct platform.
Yeah, and like like if you're on TV, like as a reality TV person, you're not really taken seriously
at all.
I mean, look at
anyone.
Trump.
Who? Oh, Trump.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, just kidding. Actually, you can do reality TV and be president.
Yeah, but I want to be like actually liked by the constituents.
Right.
Like more than 30% of them.
Love that. Okay, I have a headache and Tyler has to get ready to leave. He's flying home soon.
I'm flying to San Diego in like an hour and a half.
True. No, you've got like
3 hours.
But
an hour and a half till I have to check in.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed hearing Tyler and I chat. Hope you didn't feel too left out. Tyler, you want to give them your social media?
Oh yeah, sorry I was talking so much you got left out.
I was talking the whole time. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Every time I do something with someone else, like a video or a podcast, people like, there's always like one person who's like, stop cutting other people off. But I'm like, hey, I'm the host of this podcast. Sometimes I have to wrangle the guests and I have to keep us in line. And also in a conversation, you don't perfectly like pause for the next one.
Yeah. Okay, social media. What a funny word.
Social media.
Okay, so my Instagram... my Instagram is at What was it?
The Real Tyler
Ferguson. Yeah, I just changed it like 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Shout out to Donald Trump.
At The Real Tyler Ferguson.
Mm-hmm.
And then my Snapchat is TylerTheBrother.
Mm-hmm.
I made that like name when I was like 7 for my YouTube channel because
I was Tiffany the Press.
Yeah, and I couldn't think of literally anything. And I'm like, yo, bro, I'm TylerTheBrother. And then I was like, oh, that's horrible. I can't change it now, though.
Right.
So I kept it. It stuck. And then,
I was just going to say, what about your Facebook? I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
No.
Please don't add anyone on Facebook.
Please. But, yeah, my YouTube is TylerTheBrother as well. And, yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. My camera's dying.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Bye. I didn't even get to say it.
Oh.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Bye.